So I liked all of your solos. I mean, I could tell you have the basic understanding of the style, finding melodies, good sound, and I'm going to give you a little bit of feedback. Sometimes you can dig even deeper with the actual rest stroke. Are you all familiar with what a rest stroke is? You know, the way that when you do a downstroke and you let the pick fall, you just land on the next string. To get that really intense gypsy sound, sometimes you can put a lot of power. You don't have to play loud all the time. In combination with the vibrato. Longer notes when you really want to emphasize like it takes more power, especially for the left hand. It's a really good exercise. You know, it's going to strengthen your fingers. You're going to get tired at first. Just try to be relaxed. Same thing goes with the right hand. Even though when you want to play a bit louder and put on a heavier rest stroke, don't get tense. Because the moment you get tense, it's going to start sounding really bad too. So what I'm doing, I'm very, very relaxed when I'm playing at all times. Even when I do like the faster stuff, try to be very. So actually, I'm just as relaxed as when I'm playing something slow. Like a good way of reaching this point is play a lot like without any accompaniment. Just play on your own and try to be relaxed, and that way you're going to hear all the technical mistakes. If I'm playing or if I get tense, you're going to hear it because it's going to start sounding blurry. What else can I say? The vibrato, the rest stroke. Most of you're doing the gypsy picking, right? Most of the time. When you're changing strings, you do a downstroke. Are you all familiar with that concept? Yeah. It's not necessary to do it all the time. I do some alternate picking too, but especially for some type of lines, especially if you're going to do those kind of lines, or those kind of lines, it's really important to be able to do it, because with alternate picking you can never get those rhythmic accents and that power you get from that picking style. So I kind of, since I do other styles of jazz as well, I mix it up with some alternates, with some sweeps. But if you want to get that really authentic gypsy sound, the only way is actually to do that kind of picking style. You would never be able to play that with alternate picking, no matter how good you are, and make it sound that way, because it's a specific sound. Also be aware of on these guitars that depending on where you're putting your right hand, it's going to sound different. if you put it too close here, like when I'm playing here, you get a warmer sound compared to. So when I'm playing on these kind of gypsy guitars, I'm trying to put my like right hand just like, yeah, we've got the sound hole, like the lower part of the sound hole, somewhere, even like that, yeah, somewhere here, to get that kind of more trebly sound. And then when you do chord melody and play chords and stuff, it sounds nice, but it's warmer. Good to know. When it comes to rhythm, there are some different ways of doing the rhythm. The basic one is the La Pompa with the outro. With that really light outro. The other way of doing it is to do just a flat four, like. Downstroke only. Have you tried this one? So what I'm doing here is actually down and a similar downstroke, but muted. But it sounds very different depending on how you do it. This one compared to this one. Slowly again. This other one. Say that the players that live like in France, like the Alsace area close to Germany, they do more of that kind of aggressive, straight rhythm, while the Dutch players and the Parisian players, they do more of the La Pompa. But it's great to be able to know both. I mix them up all the time. Sometimes, you know, and sometimes. You move your left hand a little bit like this. Get to the C chord. Good. Now we're going to do some rhythmic fingers. Go back to the straight flat chord. Last one. Yeah, those are, you shouldn't do too much of them, but like, a drummer. When you're a rhythm guitar player in the gypsy jazz style, you're like a mix of a rhythm player, chord player, and a drummer. So once you start doing too much of this, it's going to sound like a bit strange, like you're playing drum solo all the time, like behind the band. But sometimes it's great at some points of a solo to back up to solos to be able to do at the end of a period of chords. So here, da, 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 same thing. Here with the triplet. Lots of fun stuff. Yeah. What? Any questions on that? Yeah.
Not specifically about that. I don't want to push you into something else straight away, but could you talk a little bit about getting the correct feel and the correct rhythm for a gypsy bossa? Because a lot of we find in our jam nights sometimes
it's dragging, right?
It tends to end up like which is not a gypsy bossa.
Right. What's really common is that the tempo is dragging.
Yeah,
it's important.
yeah.
So you mean like, for instance, blue bossa?
Yeah.
If I would play that. Tempo starts going down, and the key here to playing a good gypsy bossa rhythm is the mutes. Get that click. Down, up, mute. Mute. Up, down, mute. Up, down, start doing the funk like double time. Instead. But those mutes, those are the key to making it instead of that. You get the percussive drive to it. Same goes for like rumba. Like that. Left hand, down, 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 down. The right hand is just alternating down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Look at the left hand. Yeah. Faster? If you're good at this, you can become a really great like funk guitar player. Like because the technique is the same. The right hand keeps going, tick, 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 like. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Nothing strange. Everything is here. The mutes. This hand just goes on. So it's the same concept. Or play this way before, this way of rhythm, when doing bossas or rumba? With the mutes?
Yeah.
Okay, good, perfect. But you can like almost exaggerate it. Like, better to do too much of these mutes than too little. That's what really gives the rhythmic drive. Some people ask me at times, how do I do these rolls? You know, the fast ones. And how do I keep track of the period? How do I do it in time? And there is a pretty good trick. If it's fast tempo, like so how do I do it? I actually just do like a roll really fast, but I accent on the like I'm doing it with my left foot too. Like really important.
So how do you actually accent it without writing that really even?
You just put a little. Yeah, you're getting there, yeah. Especially if you're going to learn how to play that song. That's a cool one. Mystery Pacific, right?
All right.
Yeah. The train. So you can make a slightly bigger movement just on those accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Good. Sounding good, right?
Okay. Slow it going now.
The thing is, it's just so it's just up and down strokes, and then
Are you changing the angle of your pick and hook?
well, what I do, as you may have noticed, when I play solo, I don't have that really steep angle that some of those gypsy players do. That's the reason is that I found a way that works for me, so I can play electric and acoustic without changing my technique. So I got a free wrist. I never rest, as you can see. But the angle is not like this. It's more straight. And then when I play the straight ahead jazz, I do the same thing. I don't rest on it. Got the same angle going on. But when I play rhythm, to get more volume, I go this way. Because playing rhythm this way is going to be pretty strange. So I would recommend, if you only do gypsy jazz, well, it's fine to study that style. It looks very good, and of course you get a good rest stroke and a good angle to it. But if you're going to play other styles too, there are going to be problems, because it's going to feel completely different when you're switching from one instrument to another, one style to another. And since I do that more or less every day, different styles, I needed to find something that worked for me in all styles. Kind of a compromise where I could still get the power I wanted and the tone I wanted. Because before I started with gypsy jazz, when I was playing electric, I was resting on the bridge like that. But then I became a much better electric guitar player too from playing with the free wrist. So I really believe in that. You're more relaxed and you get a different feel. But using that really specific angle, it's up to you. It's not necessary. I think I've proved, and some other guys have proved too, that it's possible to get the right sound and the right feel without having this extreme angle. But if you're only going to do this style, and it feels natural to you, sure. It's not just one way of holding the pick. You see Pat Metheny is holding his pick like this. George Benson is holding. So we're all different, you know. Ergonomically, it feels different. We're all built differently. We have different sizes of hands.
Is there a correct method for gypsy to hold the pick?
I would say it's good to have your wrist absolutely free, you know, not resting anywhere, and a little bit of angle at least, and to your pick as well. Because if you have your pick too straight, you can't do the rest strokes good. The key here in this style is to get those rest strokes and let the pick fall. To get that sound. And if your pick is too straight, it's difficult. So if you see that the angle here, a little bit of an angle like this, it will be easier for you to do the downstrokes. Let's see, how much time do we have left approximately?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, right?
We've got a while.
My plan to, you have a question? Oh.
Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
I was just wondering how do you get out of blues cliches, and can you play some blues just without the, getting
Blues?
away? Yeah, I mean, there's blues.
Blues within gypsy style, or you mean like?
Yeah, well, bebop or anything, but getting away from the cliches of,
The pentatonic.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we can do some blues. I was just going to say that my plan for tomorrow, are we going to be the same crowd tomorrow or different people? Because my plan for tomorrow then is to do more of the licks and show more phrases to build up the vocabulary. Because to me, it's nothing wrong with learning from others. I wouldn't learn full solos. To learn a full Django solo, well, if you have the time, it's nice to be able to know it, but I rather just take a phrase here. I take one phrase from Birelli, one from Angelo DeBar, one from Charlie Parker, one from, and then try to mix it up. So my device has always been imitate, integrate, and innovate. Those three steps. Learn a little line, try to play in and out of it over different chords, make it part of your own vocabulary, and then finally come up with new stuff. So, for instance, if I have this line, just a bebop line this line I learned from Pat Martino. Okay, that's a great line. He's playing it over D minor. Can I use this over a different chord? Yeah, over G7. And then suddenly if I can start doing then it's part of my vocabulary. Then it's not a Pat Martino. It's not like, oh, I'm taking a break. Now here's the Pat Martino lick. It's more like. Then it's part of my vocabulary. So I've imitated, I've integrated it, and then I can innovate it and do whatever I want to take it from there. So tomorrow I'm going to learn you like 10, 15, or if we have time for more, basic like gypsy licks, cliches that are really important to know. And because I think your rhythm sounds pretty good, especially this one. It's pretty difficult. I think you're all doing a good job. It sounds nice. You could tell that you all have been playing and listening to this style. The key when learning a style and learning a language is to really listen to it all the time. Listen to music, listen to the style. That's the best advice I can give. And play a lot with different people. To stay relaxed. I remember the first time when I played and jammed with people in this style, it was like I got really tense. And and when I played at home, I could be totally relaxed. And then suddenly you hear someone play a rhythm like this, and you try to be heard. And and I mean, gypsy jazz is like playing like a horn or playing a sax or a trumpet. You need to play it all the time to keep it up. On electric guitar, I can take 2-month break and then still do those small notes without any effort.